Hello there. This is December 1st actually. It's the beginning of the Advent calendar. I'll show it to you. I'm in Germany now. Believe it or not, they have these calendars. They're called Advent calendars, and it's basically a calendar with 1 through 24 or 25 little doors in them, and each day in December you open a door and there's a candy in it. So Tina and we both have one. I have a children's version, sort of, because I like the sweeter children's treats than she does. But we got to open our first one today. Today I thought I'd just walk around Emden and show you some of the major highlights. I'll head into the city town as well and show you some of the things there. All the fountains are off though because it's winter sort of here. Here's my Advent calendar. Nice big numbers. You can easily see today is December 18th. Do you see it? And here's Tina's. We actually switch back and forth between who gets what, but where is 18? Here we go. So what you do is just crack it open. Today's 18th, so that's all you have to do. It's that easy. That easy. That's all you have to do. I'm destroying the door. There it is. There's 18. And I kind of destroyed the door a little, trying to open it with one hand. That's okay. And then this one's much easier. Right. It's funny is from far away, it looks like the numbers are bigger, so you'd think that that's a bigger candy, like a smaller candy, but it's pretty much all the same. 18. It's so much easier to open this one. I guess it's for kids. Kinder Bueno Mini White. Nice. That's a good one. Emden's kind of a smaller town. It's about 50,000, 55,000 people or so. Right now, all of Germany is on lockdown light. We can still walk around. There are certain busy areas where you're required to wear a mask outside, and then you have to wear a mask in any store inside. And they also limit how many people can go into each store. I forget the exact measurements, but they're all in metric systems, so if you're American, it won't make sense anyway. But basically, it's very few. And if you go into a grocery store, you have to grab a cart or a basket. And that's how they limit how many people can be inside at the same time. Right now, I'm actually walking around the Emden Wall. It's kind of just a park right now. It was originally built in the very early 1600s. And if you look up Emden on Google Maps, you'll see this park with little thorns, basically like a crown. And that was basically a wall they built in the early 1600s for defense. And it actually worked really well. There was a 30 Years' War, and basically they got attacked in 1622 to 1624, and they were able to hold them off. So it's a very unique structure. You don't see things like in the US ever. So when you first see it, you think it's very odd. It's been altered a lot now, so it's, not the same. I'll show you a picture of how people diagrammed it in the early 1600s. And then I'll show you like what Google Maps has. It's very odd, but that's what it is here. And there's like an upper layer and there's a lower layer where you can just walk around now. There's trails everywhere, and pretty cool. Across from me is I believe it was a windmill. Check it out. It's basically a kindergarten now, but on the left there is an old windmill. They just kind of cut off the top. You can kind of see the leaning side structures. Kind of cool, huh? Maybe later I'll try to find the windmill, the real windmill. It doesn't work though, but they still have their little fins. There are canals all around Emden, and a large portion of those are actually because of the Emden Wall, but a lot of it just actually canals. It's quite amazing, the huge network of canals. And they have several locks connecting them, and there are plenty of ducks, especially right here for some reason. Funny is this building right here, it's a TLT advertiser, but that is actually an old bunker for bombs. Emden actually got bombed quite a bit during World War II. There was a submarine factory nearby, so the town was targeted, well, near the town was targeted quite a bit, and then the town itself was targeted quite a bit as well. They started building the first bunkers in 1940 in November, and they finished it in June of next year. So it took 6 months to build the first one. So over the course of the war, the town was bombed 94 times, and there are 35 large bunkers like the one behind me here and the one I've shown you previously. There are several others. I don't know exactly how to get to them. I've seen them before, but there's several out there, and believe it or not, there are 141 smaller bunkers spread all over. Some of them just kind of overgrown. They just look like concrete pillboxes, sort of, but quite an interesting history that Americans are lucky to never have gone through. Oh, gotta cross the street. For this video, I actually did quite a bit of research on Emden and the history during World War II especially. And I guess at some point, Germans bombed civilian areas in Great Britain. So in retaliation, on September 6th, they actually came and bombed a lot. I mean, the city center got 80% destroyed. I guess they were using bombs that were designed first as high explosives just to blow all the clay tiles off the buildings, and then they would follow through with other planes dropping incendiary bombs. That way it would catch all the houses on fire, and they just destroyed 80% of the city center doing that. It's crazy. All civilians. I'm actually just walking around Emden filming a different video, but I accidentally wound up here. I guess it's just from like muscle memory of turns. But in Emden, there's a lot of bike paths. In fact, there's a lot of bicyclists here, and this happens to be Pizza Pan, American Pizza Pan. And I thought I would show you the picture they have on the outside. I asked Tina if this is what Germans thought Americans look like, but he doesn't look American too much, except the belly and the game controller, I guess. But I guess that's what they think. All right, let's see where we are here. Here's one bunker that's been turned into apartments. You can tell, look how thick those walls are. And there are windows below. I wonder if there's a restaurant there actually. Huh. But yeah, it's interesting seeing these bunkers just in the middle of nowhere. Look at that doorway, look how thick it is there. Oh man. Doesn't that look like a little guard tower? Well, this here is the bunker museum here in Emden. It doesn't quite look like a bunker as much as the other ones because it's been painted, renovated. But you can tell because of this entrance as well. Plus it also says bunker museum. But it's closed though. Lockdown light and all. That is a bunker near the train station. That actually is used by the train company to store equipment. That's what I read anyway. And there is a little shack built on the left side. Looks like it could be it. Looks well maintained. But yeah, another one there. Biggie. Now this one's kind of confusing. They call it a Chinese temple, and that's what it says on Google, but I tell Tina it looks like a witch's hat, like a classic witch, like a Harry Potter Wood on the nose, Wizard of Oz witch. It's even green on top. Weird. Nice brickwork though. When you see this, you may see, hey, a nicely lit Christmas tree. But what I see are molehills. Look at all those fresh molehills. There's some old ones, but you can tell there's some really fresh ones, and they're huge. My goal ever since Hamburg earlier this year was to go see a mole digging out a hill. Just impossible to see because you don't know where they're going to happen, and they work at night. But there are a lot of fresh molehills here. I actually thought Christmas markets were gone, but there's a whole bunch of stuff here. There seems to be candies. I heard they were selling sugar-coated almonds as well as sausages and some stuff, I don't know. Interesting hamburger. So this is the town center area right in front of town hall. And right in front of us is a nice little fountain. It was on when I first got here, but now everything's off due to winter. But here in this nice little area, there is free town Wi-Fi. So I'm gonna grab some YouTube videos and upload something and be on my way here. These guys are off now, but during the summer times, these things spit. So you gotta watch out. You get hit right in the back and not even know it. So something I brought up to Tina has backfired on me. While we were in Croatia, where every once in a while when we were reined in, we'd watch an episode of Once Upon a Time. And I don't know if you've seen the show with the main character, Emma, drives a yellow Volkswagen Bug. And I don't know if you've ever played the game of Slug Bug before, but she didn't know about it, so I taught it to her. And then we came to Emden, where I forgot one of the biggest employers here is actually Volkswagen. Yeah. So what happens is, of course, the employees get a good deal, family members get the deal, I'm sure friends take advantage of the deal. So there are a lot more Volkswagens here than normally, like anywhere in America. And there are a lot of Volkswagen Bugs here. In fact, every time we drive around, we see at least one, maybe two. One time I was joking that we shouldn't play it unless it's a red Volkswagen Bug, and then the next day there's a red Volkswagen Bug. But the problem is that Tina's eyesight's better than mine unless I wear my glasses. So if I'm walking around with her, more than likely she's gonna see it before I do, unless she's occupied thinking about something else, and I could see it first. But just not fair. So yeah, it didn't work out too well. So yeah, Emden has a lot of Volkswagens. Of course, I'm sitting here filming this canal, and check it out. Another one. I'll have to show Tina this video so I can get her. So back to the point of the Volkswagen thing. A couple days ago, Tina and I went driving around. We had to go do something, but I think she saw 5 or 6 bugs, and she smacked me in the leg each time. 5 or 6. I thought I saw one. I'm not sure. There's a lot of these weird beetle-like cars out here too. But 5 in one day. Unique ones. It's amazing. There's so many Volkswagen bugs here. It's crazy. There's one Volkswagen Beetle and another one just like a few feet away. Another interesting thing about the bombings is a lot of the Allied bombers would fly into deeper Germany to bomb, but sometimes they don't drop all their bombs, and they don't want to go back and land carrying all these bombs with potentially damaged bombers. So they would actually just drop them wherever they wanted as they left Germany. And unfortunately, Emden was in the very northwest edge of the country. So oftentimes, I guess, they would actually just, as they flew over, just drop their bombs. So Emden unfortunately got the bad end of that whole deal. I hope you found a little bit of history of Emden a little bit interesting. I think the wall and the bunkers, they stand out. There were many other things that do stand out. Of course, there's museums, but they're closed. And the Rat House, the bell tower, but can't get up there these days. And there are some other things I thought were really interesting as well. And I thought I was going to include it in this video, but I think I'm just going to make them separate, and so you can enjoy those. But I will talk to you later. Bye.